It's been almost a year since I've done one of these model railway reviews. I did try to do one for my Peppercorn A2 I got for my birthday, but the pin for its tender was missing when it arrived, and I just couldn't couple it, and therefore couldn't review it. So I can't run my Peppercorn A2 until I get around to getting a spare tender for it, which I haven't done yet. But I went to the Bluebell Railway's Model Railway Weekend on yesterday, as of when I'm filming this, and I bought this, the Bachmann Branch Line 9F, number 92116. Now, I know I've already got a 9F, it's a model of Evening Star, the very last British steam locomotive built, but if you guys know me, you'll know that I absolutely adore 9Fs. They are my favourite steam locomotives of all. And for me, you can never have too many 9Fs, so I just had to buy another one. This one is in the BR Black that the vast majority of 9Fs were painted in. Evening Star was the only one to be painted Brunswick Green, as it was the very last steam locomotive ever built. British mainline steam locomotive ever built. 92214 was eventually repainted into Brunswick Green, but that wasn't until it entered preservation. It wasn't until long after it entered preservation. Today I've got this 9F to review, Bachmann Branch Line Railways. Now, with these model railway reviews, I wanted at first, when I started these, to just review ones that I buy new, fresh out of the box from a professional model shop, but I rarely do that because, you know, new models tend to be a lot more expensive than second-hand ones, so I thought, as long as it's still in a box, as long as the locomotive still has its box, I thought, doesn't matter, I can just do an unboxing and review of it anyway. So yeah, this is second-hand 9F, Bachmann Branch Line. It's DCC ready. It's not DCC fitted, but it's DCC ready. And so yeah, to retrofit DCC to it. And I got this for £90, which, for a huge tender locomotive, especially a 9F, second-hand huge tender locomotive, £90 is fairly reasonable price. So yeah, value for money considering this is second-hand isn't bad at all. Anyway, let's get it out the box and take a closer look. Oh, and one other thing about this 9F is I actually met Terrier 55 Stepney at the Bluebell Railway's Model Railway Weekend yesterday. You know, he's a big Thomas YouTuber, and he was doing some signings, so I got him to sign this for me. Nice to meet you. So kind of you. Thank you for signing this box for me, Max. It was incredible to meet you in person again. It was absolutely wonderful. There we go. Come on out. There we are. Packaging isn't as complicated as, you know, the packaging of the A2. Just very carefully get it out. Come on. Come on out. There we go. Oh, it's heavy. It's very heavy. There's the locomotive. And here comes the tender. It's a BR1, this looks to be a BR1C type tender. Yeah, I can see on the back there's a little detail, BR1C tender. My Evening Star model has its BR1G tender. So, let's take a closer look. Okay. Already I can see some nice little details on it. It's got the little builder's plate hidden behind the smoke deflectors. All sorts of little niggles on it. You've got the shed code on the smoke box door. All these little piping and handrails. Handrails seem to be separately fitted, along with the smoke deflectors. The coupling hook at the front may or may not be separately fitted, I don't know. But, cab detail isn't the best. They could have at least bothered to paint the cab detail, but it's fine. Tried to put like a driver in there, but... Okay, yeah. It's got a decent amount of detail on it. Though one criticism is that I think this detail ought to be painted up a bit, like painted to actually show the colours of it. Like, Bachmann branch line is like Hornby Railroad, Bachmann's equivalent of Hornby Railroad, so it's not as, you know, so the detailing naturally isn't going to be quite as good, but I just feel it would be nice to have the detail at least be painted on. Seems like there's a good number of separately fitted parts. Valve gear arrangement is not bad. It's missing the... Look, could do with a glass in the windows, but I guess that's to more easily fit, like, driving fireman in it. Does the plate between the locomotive and cab is rigid. If it could move up and down, that would have been brilliant. Not many brass parts, it's mainly just all the detailing on it, just a bit black. Yeah. Not the worst I could have asked for in terms of detailing, but not the best either. It could definitely benefit from at least painting some of the details, some of the pipe work near the cab here. Could at least benefit from being, you know, painted brass, make it a bit more realistic looking. There is still a good amount of detail here, like these pipes here, it feels like they've been separately fitted as well. Yeah, there's a decent amount of detailing on this model, but I reckon it could do with some paint. So, detailing, I'll give the detailing a 7 out of 10. Yeah, especially the cab could do with a bit more detailing. Yeah, so value for money so far 9 out of 10. Detailing 7 out of 10 for the locomotive. Now let's have a look at the tender. So as I said, this is a BR1C tender, which is the same tender that 92240 on the Bluebell Railway has. Coal load can come out. At first I thought it wasn't... At first, when I first saw these Bachmann models, I thought it wasn't supposed to, but turns out the coal is supposed to come out on all these older Bachmann tender engines, so you can put actual, more realistic looking coal in it, so that's quite a nice feature, I appreciate. Now it looks like the axle boxes on the tender are painted in a colour other than black, so yeah, that looks quite good. I just wish the same were done for the locomotive, like some of its details and separately fitted parts were actually properly painted. Got the ladder there. Gallon and the BR1C thing on it. A bit, yeah, BR1C plate on it. Buffer beams look good. Oh, whoops. Tender pipework things under there. Nice bit of details there. See, they've added a water scoop underneath as well. Yeah, I reckon 9S would have needed water scoops for the long journeys they made, so yeah. They've definitely done a better job with detailing the tender than the locomotive. See the springs on the tender as well. Buffers in between the tender. And this one does have its drawbar, so I will be able to couple it to the tender. Little handbrake levers there, handrails on the side. Yeah, as I said, ladder on the back. Again, the coupling hook on the back, much like the one on the front of the 9F. That might be separately fitted, but I don't know. Yeah, the ladder feels like it's separately fitted. So yeah, not bad. Yeah, tender's got quite a bit more detail on it, but still keep it at the same score, 7 out of 10. So yeah, 7 out of 10 for detailing so far, 9 out of 10 for value for money. There we go, I can actually couple it together. The gap between locomotive and tender is a little bit too big. A little bit unrealistic, but not really a problem. Oh, hang on, there's 2 slots here. You can have it slotting a bit further forward, so you can make it a bit more realistic. Yeah, this looks more realistic, and it's about the same distance my Evening Star models coupled together. So yeah, 7 out of 10 for detailing, 9 out of 10 for value for money so far. This model's quite good so far, but yeah, definitely room for improvement in terms of detailing. Anyway, let's put it on the track and see how well it does performance-wise. Okay, well, moved over to the track. So, let's put it on the track, and then we'll let it run in light engine for a bit. Oh, with my Evening Star model is clearly an older model, because my Evening Star model's tender driven, this one isn't, the locomotive is driven. There we go. Let's see how well it runs forwards first. Okay, not bad. Pretty smooth. Not bad. I thought it would groan and shudder a bit, considering it's a second-hand model, but not bad. Let's see how good the crawl is now. Let's see how well it can crawl. Ooh! That is a pretty smooth crawl. So yeah, pretty good mechanism. Let's see how well my finger... I'm going to do what Sam's Trains does. Let's see how well, power-wise. Oh, I can feel a lot of resistance against my finger. Yeah, mechanism's not too bad. In fact, no, what am I saying? Mechanism's brilliant. This 9F definitely has a far better mechanism than my 9F. Than Evening Star. Yeah, Evening Star's definitely got a better mechanism. This one... No, Evening Star's got better detailing. This one's got a better mechanism. Anyway, let's run it in for a little bit. Send it around the track a few times. Oh dear. Looks like it can't go around corners very well. Oh, shit. Looks like it's not built for these corners as radiuses as sharp as these at all. It's supposed to be able to go around them, but... oh dear. There's a bit too much resistance on this sharp corner. Keeps stalling and then derailing. Seems like it can go around the less sharp radiuses alright. Oh dear. Okay, I tried moving the tender further back on the outer drawbar hole. I did have to bend the drawbar up a bit because it kept uncoupling, and that's helped a little, but it's still derailing on the sharper curves of my layout. See, it can go around this one alright. Or not, because the wheel just jumped the track, but that's more of an issue with the layout. See, look. It can go around gentle radius curves alright, but the sharper radius curves are the problem. See, look. It's struggling a bit. Slow right down there. And now look. It's really struggling. There's just too much friction. Thought these engines were supposed to go around a tighter wheelbase, and it looks shit. See, it keeps derailing. Not impressive. Could just be a problem with my layout, but yeah, you know. See, look, derailed. Not good. So the front wheel keeps coming off, and then it just buggers itself on the points. Ridiculous. Okay, I'm now trying to run it the opposite way around my layout. Trying to see if that fixes it, but yeah, now the tender's derailing. Ah. I had hoped to have this do a double header with Evening Star, with my with a long freight train, but until I can get my layout sorted out with gentler curves, find out exactly what's causing it to derail. The wheelbase is just too rigid. I think that's the problem. It can't handle sharp curves very well. But the 9Fs are supposed to be able to, both the model ones and the real ones, thanks to their middle pair of driving wheels having no flanges. So it should... And also on my Evening Star model, the middle driving wheels can flex in and out on its axle. That helps it to go around the corners a bit better, especially the sharp ones, but the wheelbase and axle layout on this one is just too rigid. It needs to be able to accommodate sharper curves. Can't just, like, slip like this. And there can't be, like, too much friction. There's just too much friction in the sharper curves. It's just rubbing against the rails too much. You can't have it. You can't have that on any locomotive model. It's ridiculous. See, look, there's too much resistance. Look, I'm still gonna go ahead with my plan.
of having this 9F double head with Evening Star, but only for the comedy value of constant derailments. So I'll see you guys in a bit.
Okay then, so here I've got Evening Star and 92116, both double heading. And over here we have a very long rake of 29 four-wheel trucks. Mixed goods train. We have a 29 wagon mixed goods train. 29 wagons plus brake van. So, let's see how far this double header can get before 92116 derails. So, let's have them back up. Slowly. Slowly. There we go. There we are. I'll just give it a fair chance. So, with Evening Star leading, and 92116 closest to the wagons. Let's see how far they get before 92116 derails. Oh, hang on. Change direction. Let's go. There we go. This would be an awesome sight if 92116 didn't derail so much. Oh! It's happened already. 92116 is still on the track, but these wagons aren't. Piece of shit. Get back on the track. We'll try one more time, but if this happens again, we'll see if Evening Star can manage it on his own. Right. Right. Let's try again. I think with 29S, it's just pulling too hard. Let's see if 92116 can handle it on his own. After I get this lot back on the track. Get on the track. Oh, and now the track's disconnected. Fuck. Shit. Excuse me, guys. Okay. Let's see if 92134. Sorry, no. I'm thinking about the North Yorkshire Moors Railways 9F. 92116, sorry. Let's see if he can handle it on his own. Yeah, he might be a bit too powerful. He's just pulling first wagon over a bit. No. Oh, hang on, it's come up and it's now fishtailing. What the hell? What the hell has gone wrong here? May have just uncoupled completely. Right, sorry about this. Oh, fucking hell. Just stay on the damn track. Here we go. Let's see if this works now. Oh, you can just about manage it. Just about manage it. And I bloody well expect so. He is a 9F after all. He seems to be working better while pulling a train. Fuck, he's pulled it over. Let's see if Evening Star can do any better on his own. Now, before I give Evening Star a go on with the train by himself, I just want to compare both of my 9Fs. So my Evening Star is a Hornby model. It's tender driven. You can see the wheels are moving, but the key difference here is if I bring the wheels a bit close, even a bit closer, you can see a better look at the wheels. Look how flexible they are. Look how flexible the axles are. It can shift really well back and forth on its axles, which really helps with going around corners. The side rods are also very flexible, so yeah, Hornby's 9Fs are much more suitable for going around tight corners. This does have the side effect of, you know, the middle driving wheel, like, if the middle driving wheel moves outside the rails too much, that can cause a short circuit and shut off the whole layout. So that's one minor drawback, but, you know, I'd rather that happen than the locomotive derail entirely. See, as you can see here, much more flexibility on the axles, and, and the side rods are also flexible. If we look at 92116 now, look how much more rigid it is. The body can move back and forth, but the wheels, they're just rigid, as are the side rods. I mean, the wheels sliding like this, that's to be expected with a loco-driven model, as opposed to a tender-driven one, but, like, barely any flexibility on the wheels at all. And again, compare that to Evening Star. Much, much, much more freedom of movement, enabling him to go around much tighter curves. So yeah, far better thought out. Hornby's 9Fs are far better thought out design-wise than Bachmann's, in my opinion. I was so excited to review this model as well, but it's just let me down with how much it derails on sharp curves. Hope you guys can see what I mean. Anyway, let's see if Evening Star can do any better on his own with the freight train. Okay, I've had to take a few wagons off Evening Star's train, but ignore the derailment. He does seem to be handling it a lot better. Oh, and he's just short-circuited. But despite the short-circuiting and the derailments of the wagons, Evening Star can still go round the corners a lot better, and he might not be able to pull 29 wagons, unlike Bachmann's 9Fs, but still reasonable performance. I just wish Bachmann's 9Fs was more suited to tighter curves. So yeah, overall, I'm not that impressed with this model. Detailing is good, but not the best. Value for money, second-hand, was pretty good. Mechanism wasn't good, but perhaps a bit too powerful. Pulling it round curves can sometimes cause the whole train to derail. So, but the derailment on performance-wise, with how much this locomotive derails, is so sensitive to sharp curves. How sensitive it is to sharp curves. That's just not good. I can't have that. I mean, I would be content with the most basic looking, least detailed 9F of all, as long as it can actually, stay on the damn track when it goes around sharp curves. But because this 9F can't, I'm not content with it. So yeah, it's a bit ridiculous. And I'm not that impressed. So yeah, if you have a lot of tight curves on your layout, I would not recommend Bachmann's 9Fs at all. I mean, terms of power, detail, and value for money, it's good enough, but in terms of performance and how awful it is at staying on the track when it goes around sharp curves, it's just not good enough in my opinion. So the fact it keeps derailing really brings the score of this model down. I'm gonna give it 5 out of 10. Again, nice and strong, good amount of power, and fairly good mechanism it felt like it had. Really good crawl. Good amount of detail, though not the best. Good value for money, but just awful at staying on the track around sharp curves. So if you have fairly gentle curves on your layout, then get this 9F. But if, like my layout, you have a lot of sharp curves, then don't bother. Just don't bother at all. Stick firmly with Hornby's 9Fs if you want literally a more flexible 9F that can actually stay on the damn track. So yeah, but overall, I definitely recommend Hornby's 9Fs a lot more than Bachmann's. So if you're looking for a 9F, turn to Hornby. Only get Bachmann's ones if you have much gentler curves on your layout and want a 9F that can pull a lot more wagons. So yeah, I thought a Brunswick green 9F and a black 9F would look good double heading together, but not in this case with how poorly 92-116 stays on the track. But yeah, not impressed with how sensitive Bachmann's 9Fs are to staying on the track, or staying on sharp curves, and for that reason I cannot recommend Bachmann's 9Fs to people who have lots of sharp curves on their layouts like mine. So I'd just stick with Hornby's 9Fs if I were you. Hornby's 9Fs have got more detail anyway, at least their Evening Star model does, so yeah. I definitely recommend Hornby's 9Fs more than Bachmann's. I wish I could have given Bachmann's 9F's a more positive review, but, you know, I just couldn't. But it is what it is. So, thank you all so much for watching this review. I hope you all understand my opinions. Have you had any better experiences with Bachmann's 9Fs, or any worse experiences, or any similar experiences to me? Please do share your thoughts on both Hornby and Bachmann's 9Fs in the comments down below. Let's get an interesting conversation going. Just don't be aggressive with each other when you discuss your opinions, alright? So thank you all so much for watching this review. Hope you all enjoyed. I might see if I can do more of these in the future with both new and second-hand models, as long as they're boxed. But we'll just have to wait and see. So thanks so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. Please like, comment, share this video with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe to me, TrainLover16, if you haven't already, to stay tuned for my upcoming content. Hype this video if you can. Go and follow me on Instagram and Blue Sky. Join my Discord server. Check out my eBay profile. Go and buy my novel, The Spy and the Superdog, if you haven't already. And I will see you all in my next video. Goodbye, everyone!